Good morning. It is the 9th of December. I keep wanting to say the 4th. It's not, it's the 9th today, isn't it? So it is envelope day on our advent calendar. I just realised it's not monthly make. There we go. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? So it's advent calendar day, envelope day on our advent calendar even. So it is an exciting one. It's quite a big one too. So I've got my advent calendar ready. And I've got day number 9, not number 4. There you go, day number 9 ready. And we'll get opening them. And I know you're all disappointed that Bear's not here today, offering his brutal expert opinion. But unfortunately he's at school today. Much to his... Oh no, actually he wanted to go in today because it's swimming, so... That's it. So, should we get opening our advent calendar? I think so. Dawn's already rushed ahead. Absolutely, no problem. Open it whenever you fancy. Let's see if I can get the right button again. There we go. Right. So, oops, a daisy. Day number 9. I found this one before. It's here. Let's see if I can open it without destroying my box. Though Bear has done quite a good job at destroying my box this week. So, day number 9. Oops. Some of these doors are tougher to get in than others, aren't they? There we go. So behind our door today, I wanted to find my little stamps so we don't lose these because they're only tiddly ones today, aren't they? We have some much needed bubbles. Don't know if you can quite see them. A few little bubbles. And to go with our fishy kisses, we have, there we go, some heart-shaped bubbles. I don't know if you can quite see that. There we go. Some heart-shaped bubbles too. So in our set so far we have our fishies, because our fishy got a friend yesterday. We've got our words, so fishy kisses and wishes. We've got our seaweed, and then today we have our little bubbles and our special heart-shaped bubbles. Well, that's not it for today, is it? No, no, no. Let me move that out of the way. Let me stand it back up. Okay, maybe not stood up. I tried. We also have our envelope. So I'm going to get this one open. Got polymer on the back of mine. Whoops. I'm not very gentle opening mine, am I? So, we have got our inspiration. Oops, so daisy. I'm all fingers and thumbs this morning, aren't I? We have got our inspiration, and then we get this super-sized stamp, which is, of course, a fishy bowl, which is just the right size for our fishies to go in. So you can make a little underwater scene using our little fishies. How cool is that? So there you go. So as usual, you get your little inspiration leaflet, get all your different in there. I'm not going to show you what is in there because you've got it in your envelope. So that is everything that is in that stamp set. I should have a little bit of inspiration to show you as well. Bear will be happy he's got his bowl. It's not the sea, but I'm not quite sure how we'd get the sea in there. But, you know, we've got some, that's the main thing. So for this set we've made an ATC. We've made our fishy wishes and fishy kisses. I still can't say it fast. Fishy wishes and fishy kisses. We've made a very simple one. And then I'm just opening up my index card book. I don't know if I can find the right page, but I'm pretty sure. There it is. It was near the back. There you go, near one of Bear's pages. So there is our index card page. And then using our bowl, got that one. Add some more fishy kisses and inspiration. I love the seaweed as a background. I really do think it looks amazing. And then finally, just using up our scraps, so a scrap piece of card, and then we just pop it like we did on day, I want to say 7, where we spritzed our seaweed in the background there, because I think that makes that seaweed look amazing, doesn't it? Right, I'm going to pop all these to one side because we want to get making. There's another one under there, the index card. So what have I got for today? I have got a piece of scrap, but more importantly, I have got a 66 card. Yep, I've got a lovely 66, and I've just got a 6 3/4 to mat on top of it, because you know me, I'm not very good at working on base cards because I just get inky pinkies everywhere, so I like to work on a matte layer. Yep, because otherwise my card just gets covered. So I'm going to put that to one side. I'm working on my 5 3/4. And what I thought we'd do is create a lovely little background. I'm going to move that out of the way as well. And then I think we're going to have our goldfish bowl. Maybe down in the bottom corner, I don't know, somewhere. And I'm half tempted with cutting that out. I think we might do, which is why I got my scrap. I think I'm going to. So I'm going to move that as well. And I'm going to work on my scrap. I'm going to start off with this one. I'm going to need a rather large stamp for this piece. A stamp base even. Mine's stuck on my acetate really well. Oh, there we go. Right, so I've got my bowl. Let me roll up my sleeves because they're in my way. They're always in my way, my sleeves, aren't they? And let's pick him up. And we're just going to stamp him in black. We could stamp it in grey. I'm going to stamp it in grey, and it's not too harsh, is it? It's a good job I never have a plan. I change my mind too often. Just give it a good ink up, just like that. Got a bit of ink in the middle there, so just be careful. And I'm going to cut this out that we've decided. So I'm just going to press around the edge where my design is rather than the whole stamp. Just like that. Right, so I'm done with my bowl for now. Let's give this a quick dry. There we go, that should be nice and dry now. The reason I make sure I dry that is because I'm going to spritz with my oxides, and I don't want it to start to bleed because obviously it's a bowl, so we want that nice crisp edge to it. So I've told you what I'm going to do next. I'm going to grab, oops a daisy, I'm knocking everything on the floor. Move that one that way. I'm going to start off with my seaweed again. Might as well put it on so it's nice and easy to stamp with. And they're not colours that are a seaweed. Definitely not orange seaweed. Well, I suppose actually orange seaweed would work, wouldn't it? Because you get like that brownie colour seaweed. Though we're in a bowl. Yeah, we'll go with any colour seaweed. Let me grab my peel paint though, because I do like peel paint. I did spot a tidying on my desk yesterday, not that you can tell. And so everything's, well, I put all my distress inks and oxides away, kind of. I'm just going to do a few little, maybe I should have done a bit of masking as well, but we'll see. Right, I've got some green seaweed. Now I'm going to do just a little hint of that orange. No, because who says seaweed can't be orange? And what you'll probably find is this orange will, she says, let's do a little bit of orange, and then I just stamp lots and lots. There we go. And then I'm going to spritz it because it looks alright, but when you spritz it, it does look a lot better, doesn't it? Move that out of the way. There we go. I was expecting that orange to react more, but it hasn't. I'm not complaining, just didn't do what I expected it to do. I'm just going to get this dry. It did sound like I was complaining, I didn't mean to. Need to make sure this is really dry because we're going to go over the top with our fishies in a minute. And we do want to make sure it's dry for that, don't we? So I do hope you're enjoying your advent calendars. Tomorrow we start a brand new set, nothing like this one. There we go. Right, nice and dry. I'm going to actually cut this piece of card down because I've got all that card I can use again, and if I keep using ink near it I might get ink all over it. So there's my little bowl. Let's leave my scissors where I can get to them in a second. So we've got our little fishy bowl with some seaweed in, and then let's do our fishies. So, let's have our original fish. Might do them up at the top. Right, and I'm going to do this in grey as well, I think. I know, not like me to stamp in grey, but whoops. Throwing it all over the place. There we go. So we've got one little fishy. And we're going to have two little fishies. I should have probably put a little bit of blue in there as well. But we can figure that out in a minute. Yep, to make sure you ink him up. Because unfortunately there's no gel pen to go with the grey one. You know, that matches like the black does. And there we go. So we've got our two little fishies. I'm going to dry that again because we're going to colour them in, and then we'll work on our bubbles and things like that. Because we've got to use them beautiful bubbles we've got today. Morning, Lois. That's alright. The lives are here if you want to join them or not. But no bear. I know, how rude. No bear this morning. Has to do school, unfortunately. But we did get the stamp he wanted, kind of. I've got to just make sure it is nice and dry. Morning, Nicola. Right. So we have got our two little fishies. I am going to call them in. Ooh, he's gone attacking me again. I should learn to put it back on the shelf properly, shouldn't I, really? You'd think I would learn. So I'm going to grab my inks. Not my inks, my pens. And I keep doing the same colour fish, and I know I shouldn't. But again, I'm going for the same colours. And it's not like in our pond we have got goldfish, lemon fish, like a yellow version of a goldfish, and then we've got some that are called shabumpkins, and they are beautiful colours, but I don't actually know how I would colour that. Purple and pink fish. Should we go purple and pink? Now there's a challenge. Purple and pink fish. Let's see if that one will do it. Pink and maybe that one. Let's see. I'm sorry, but it's still having red lips. lips. That's like a rule. Because they've got such big lips, I think. I can't get the lids off my pens today. That's a bit dull, isn't it? If we're going bright, we might as well go super bright. There we go, that one. Not as purple as I thought. That one must have a dark purple. Come on, I can see it. Oh, maybe that one. I'll have a look in my box properly this time. There we go. So I'll have that one. And I'll have a bit of that one. And is it that one? Wrong end. That's, yeah, we'll have that for its red lips this time. So I've got some purple and I've got a pink. Right, let's get colouring, shall we? And unfortunately, the downside of doing a live is I can't go and it's super fast and everything's coloured in for you. We have to colour them in. I'll try not to colour over this one's eyeball like I've done a few times this week. There we go, and I think I'm going to do this one's tail purple. We'll just swap up our colours a little bit. And again, just remember I am going over the top of Distress Oxide, so it can reactivate when you hit it with water or anything wet. Even though we've heat set it, it's not perfect. It will still come back. It reactivates ever so slightly if you get it really, really wet, which can be helpful or not so helpful. It's normally not so helpful when you really, you know, when you don't want it to move, it will move, and then when you do want it to move, nope, no chance. Right, go upside down fish. Oops. Just like that. Quite liking it in the grey as well. I always love the fish balls. Couldn't believe how big it was. Well, you had to be able to fit your fish in it. Much to Bear's disappointment that there wasn't a bowl for the fish to have their fish in. Oops, Daisy, you didn't see that, did you? No. Yeah. But it is. You need to be able to fit your fish in. I mean, if you're getting a fish bowl, you need to be able to fit fish in them. But I think it was Dina pointed out on YouTube that actually the cactuses had a bowl as well. So if you're wanting a bowl for one fish, one of the All Monthly makes, the cactus one, I think it's Miss Prickles, she had a bowl that you'd probably be able to fit one of these fish in. I meant to try it. So if you want a single fish in a bowl, you've got your Miss Prickles bowl, and then you've got this one. This one's going to have these pinky purpley lips. There we go. I like to do his fins. I didn't do this one's fins, did I? Have purple fins. Oops, wrong end. There was some bubbles in oh, I think it was Christy. No. There we go. Right. Looks like it's a bit cold, doesn't it? A bit of blue lips going on. But that's okay. Right, let's put them pens away. Though we might use them again in a minute. We'll see. We will see. You know what I'm like. I change my mind as often as my socks. Do a little bit of white on this one. Keep meaning to find me iridescent sparkle to these because I think that would look quite nice. So this theme was our fishy theme, and then, like I say, tomorrow we move on to a completely different theme. I am going to colour its eyeball back in. I know I've not coloured it in this time, but you know, it's nice to give it a bit. It's looking quite cool. Right, so where's my bubbles? I'm going to use my normal little bubbles today. It's my little, those ones, and I'm going to go with oxide again, so bear with. I'm not used to them being just on my desk, just right there. They'll end up back on my desk by the end of the day, won't they? Because it means I've got to turn around and reach for them when they're not on my desk. So I'm looking for, there we go. Ooh, peacock feathers. I think that might be a bit blue. I know I want blue bubbles, but it might be a bit too blue. There we go. Let's have a bit of tumble glass, shall we? Whoops. Let's put them back on there. I'm very accident prone today, and I don't know why. I'm not. I've changed my mind again. Changing my mind. I think it's a theme, isn't it? So let's do. Oops, a daisy. His bubbles. There we go. That way, like that. And then we'll do. This one's going to have a big bubble, I think, first, so that it can fit. Just like that. Like they're having a bit of a conversation. I've done that in grey again, because this has all been stamped in grey. The moment I add black, that is what your eye is going to go bidding. And that is all you're going to be able to see, is that black ink. So we're going to leave that for our sentiments. Good choice, Nicola, on the colour, I think. Look at him. He's just... Oh, you can't see. There you go. Just hiding in that seaweed. Loving that. Sleeves have fell down again. Right, a bit of tumbled glass. See, I keep changing my mind, don't I? I'm going to use a bit of the blue. And I need a big fat brush. Ooh, not a clean brush by the looks of it. So want it quite watery. Yeah, so think like you're watercolouring rather than. Yeah, so I'm just going in very, very gently. I don't even know if you'll be able to see this. I'll have a look in a second. So I might do. Can you see I'm just going a little bit darker at the top? But I'm not colouring the whole thing. Just that idea of blue. There we go. Right, let's clean that brush. It's still got pink in it. I'm not quite sure what I did in pink with it, but I'm sure it'll come up. Ooh, a bit of a Zentangle fish. A very nice idea. Going to grab my blue again. I haven't got any water on my paintbrush at all, so let's just pop a little bit because they don't want to work. So can you see I'm just picking up a teeny tiny bit of blue, and because we're painting with it now, it's that little bit darker and we've got less water, so your colour is darker. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. One of these days my brain and my words will actually catch up with each other. Okay, so, whoops. I've moved my desk ever so slightly and I can't remember where my camera is. There we go. Looking cool, isn't it? Those little teeny tiny bubbles. That's what we like. Oh, Jackie liked number 9 today. I'm sure Bear will when I show him later. He did ask whether when he gets home from school he can open up all the next set. And then I pointed out, well, it's actually school disco tonight, mate. And so school disco won. Obviously school disco won. Why wouldn't it? That's way more important, isn't it? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut this out and then we'll see what we need to do with that bottom bit, because at the moment we've got it all, yeah, a bit of messy stamp in there. However, I'm sure in a minute or two we'll either white out the edge or we'll do something with it. We really will. Whoops, I nearly cut the base off already. What am I like? Oops. I think in my head I know it's got a really fine little line, so I'm like, oh, I've got to be careful. I've got to be careful cutting out, and I'm not being careful cutting out. Oh, Nicola's got snow. We had a little bit of snow last night. Bear was playing football and it started snowing. Could just see it a little bit in the lights on the pitch. Didn't amount to much though, at all. Soon stopped. Only for about 4 or 5 minutes, but it's cold enough. Absolutely cold enough. So what I'm going to try and do is, you know, before I said sometimes you can reactivate it and... Nope, it's not going to move. It's not going to budge. Rude. Oh, it did lessen it a little bit now. So I've just got clean water on a semi-clean paintbrush because, well... You know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to take it off my desk because I run the risk of putting my ink inside it. I'm just going to grab a little teeny tiny bit of glue. And just... And if I don't like this, then we'll use a bit of charcoal pencil in a second. See, I think if it started falling here, it would stick because we've got so much ice, not ice, frost on ground. Our poor little fishies are frozen in as well. Not the fish, but you know, the top of it. So luckily, we'd left a ball in the top of the pond so that you can still get to them to feed them and stuff. There we go. Sleeves again. I got there in the end, didn't I? So I've made it look like a bottom now, basically. Yep. There we go. I'm hoping it doesn't snow. Normally I'm all up for snow because I do like it when it snows. Reminds me of younger days, going skiing and things. But now we've got to move the caravan next week and I don't fancy doing that in the snow, especially because it's in a valley that will get snowed in. Right. Nicola forgot to put a ball in hers. Oops. It'll be fine. It will. To be fair, we didn't remember to put the ball in. A ball was left on the net on top of the pond, which has helped it a little bit. So I can't take credit for actually remembering, but there we go. Right, so I've lost track of conversation there, Nicola. Oh yes, so did mine. Month to make? What's that? Oh yes, now. But your stamp's not arrived. Okay, now I'm catching up with myself. I'm not having a morning. Post it about a day later, so hopefully that will come through today, if that makes sense, Nicola. Right, I'm going to go with this one. I want a worktop basically. So I'm going to go for Fossilized Amber because, well, it was the first one I grabbed. And I think that'll make a nice worktop. There we go. It's on my desk now, so we're going to use it. I'm going to make a bit of a scene with this one. Not, I was going to do a bit of a jazzy background and things, but I think I'm just going to do a scene. So I'm just going to do very light worktop. Yep, something a bit like that. I'm going to do a bit more where my bowl's going to go. That's going to come down. So that kind of works. There we go. And then let's pick up our ink. I'm going to give this a quick dry because I am going to draw the line in though. And we know if we hit it with our gel pen when it's wet, all that's going to happen is our gel pen's going to go ugh, and kind of chuff up the paper a bit. That was the technical noise it will make it go ugh. You know what I mean. Right. Got that nice and dry. And then, oops, heat gun again. I really need to start watching as I put it on the worktop. So all I'm going to do is draw my line. Yep, I have the world's wonkiest table. I've got to have 3 dots there. And we'll do it the same that way. Just like that. We're going to pop that back on there. I knew that wasn't going to be long enough. There. Something a bit like that. And then we just need a saying to go with it. I'm thinking glossy accents here. Now, do I stamp directly onto here? I think so. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to be big and brave and do fishy wishes. Let's grab my little bits and bobs. So, fishy. No, we're not. Let's pop you there. I know. Mine changed again. Let's grab a piece of scrap. And we're going to do fishy. Just like that. We're going to use our black. And you'll see, because we've done all that in grey, once we hit this with our black now, it's just going to pop, you know, absolutely just pop off the page. Let's do a bit of fishy. There's that one. That's me tumbly. It's a grumbly. I've always got a grumbly tumbly, haven't I? And a bit of wishies. Move it down there. And hope I've left enough space between the two. Right, I'm going to leave them over there for a second. do this one too. Just like that. Oops, a daisy. Scissors, scissors, scissors. I've done it again. There they are. One of these days I'll remember where I put my scissors. And then just going to cut this out. So if you notice, when I cut this one out, instead of getting out my little guillotine, I am just following the lines that I've just doodled. Ish. There's that one. I'm going to do exactly the same with this one.